What's up, YouTube? This is Brian Pfeiffer, aka the Marketing Meathead, and today I'm going to show you how to hopefully avoid getting scammed out of $10,000.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
All right, welcome back. So, as many of you guys know who follow me on this channel, I have a business where I do like bottle service and VIP hosting in Las Vegas. And I've had this happen now twice. This is the second time around, where basically a fairly large charge has come back as an unauthorized charge. And generally, at least on the first time around, it happened to me, was a $2,200 charge. And it turned out to be a fake credit card. Now that one was a little bit more obvious looking back than the current one here that I'm dealing with, for a couple reasons. Number one, the guy was very adamant. He had called up and wanted to make the booking that day, and it was very specific about what he wanted as far as like the bottle service goes, which bottles, everything. I sent him an invoice, he ran his card, and then sure enough, like a week later, it comes back as an unauthorized charge. I ended up losing that case with PayPal, and it cost me $2,200. Now ultimately, that was with an affiliate of mine that sends me business, and he ended up paying the majority of that because it was technically his customer. So ultimately, it really didn't cost me that much. But this time around, it's going to cost me pretty heavy here. And I want to show you guys kind of what happened from beginning to end. And hopefully, any of you guys that own businesses or take credit cards at some point will remember this video and hopefully use the knowledge you're going to gain in this video to prevent this from happening to you, because there's just... we live in a world of scammers, and it's very unfortunate. I run a very legit business. I'm very ethical. I've told you guys on this channel many times that I'm going to put out a product when I find something that is really working, and I feel like it could benefit you guys. It's been I've been doing videos now consistently for almost 10 months, and I haven't put out a product yet. So that should tell you something. But the fact of the matter is, this scenario is a straight up fraud, and I got burned. And I haven't lost the case yet. It's still under review. But I have a feeling I'm going to lose the case. And I don't know if there's anything I can do after the fact, if I can sue PayPal, or I can, try to track down these people. Unfortunately, the phone number and the email bounces, and the phone number is no longer valid. So, all this stuff that kind of has come together has been, kind of an eye-opener for me. But it's like a 97, 96, 21, 45 was the amount here that I'm going to eat, the price of a small car these days. So, it sucks. It really sucks. There's really no other way I can go around saying it sucks. But let's kind of start with how it all went down. And I kind of want to show you guys everything from beginning to end, from the messages that the original, quote and everything that I did. So let's see here. I had, let's see if I can find it here. Okay, I don't want to show that one. That's the Amex statement. But, all right, so I had, where's the PDF here? Okay, oh yeah, here's the mail, the VVS. Okay, so this is one of my websites, and basically okay, so this is one basically, she originally started with, the conversation. Let's go down here to the beginning here so I can show you guys. Okay, so she hit me back, just checking in for an update on the final quote. I know immediate rush. We do have enough time to review the applicable details, blah, blah, blah. Keep an eye on her email, atawall34@gmail. She was very specific about, what she wanted. Okay, so let's scroll down to the beginning here. Let's see if I can find. Okay, so here's where she, lays it on me. It's my daughter's actual birthday, so this is the big day. She's arriving on Saturday. Sunday, she wants to do it big for her daughter, and this isn't out of the realm of possibility. I've had customers prepay me for, like bachelorette parties. Maybe the fiance wants to pay for the wife. I've had, guys wire me money for the entire weekend. I just take care of everything on my credit card. It happens fairly often. So none of this is what I would consider suspicious activity right off the bat. It was a little specific. So this is where it started. Okay, that's a quote I sent her. Down here is just a bunch of numbers, and I quoted her. Okay, and then she hits me back. Please make sure details regarding the accepted payments, prepay for all experience, including gratuity and fees, since it's a complete surprise to her. if it's not too much to ask. And he also sent her a blueprint of the locations. So she's really adamant about, the prepayment, okay, which should have been a pretty major red flag for me right off the bat, okay. But she made it, she hit it very well. She hit it as a 21st birthday for her daughter. She wants to make it special, talking about, 5 p.m. We're going to review everything with her husband, the family angle. This is how scammers work, guys. So understand that this is a scam. Okay, from the get-go, this is a scam. It got me. Okay, so this is a total scam. All right, so this is the stuff you got to look out for here. Okay, so this is important. All right, we'd like to prepay for all experiences in full. Okay, keep that in mind. Whenever they say this prepay all experiences with gratuities as it completes a rise, that's a major red flag right there. Okay, that is huge red flag. Start really getting suspicious from that point on. Okay, so all right, so let's see where it goes from there. She's basically giving me kind of like a budget here. I remember this whole conversation from beginning on. She wants to, basically I told her what I could do. I could work some deals for her. I have some, wholesale agreements with the nightclubs where I buy it at a certain price, less than retail, sell it to her at a price that's marked up a little bit, less than she would pay if she booked directly with the club. Okay, that's how it works. So, let me also, my assistant, she's saying she has an assistant, okay, is out for a week and I'm hands on deck tomorrow, okay, so she's making it sound like, she works in an office, she's got an assistant, she's a, wealthy person. So after discussing the details with my husband and oldest daughter, we have agreed on the following experiences. This is all bullshit, okay? Just so you know. Bullshit. So we'd like to get back to you with Dre's since those little bottle specials request, blah, blah, blah. All right, so here's where she gets into the details here. After further deal with my husband, we've noted some additional requests. Daytime Sunday, she's okay with that price. And then she's real specific about what she wants to include here. And then, Monday night, she's real specific about what she wants. And she says she'll, her price and everything. Okay, so then I come back to her with, I did a lot of work on this. I had to go back to the venue. I had to get menus. I had to figure out the tip and tax. I had to figure out exactly what this all would cost. Okay, so that's what I did here. Let's go up to the top of this mural. Okay, somehow I pressed send before my completion. Here are the details below, blah, blah, blah. And this is when she's telling me exactly what she wants, the prices she wants to pay, very specific, okay. And then I come back and I say, I'm still waiting on the rehab, the Dre's menu. Like I said, I had to do a lot of work on this because she was so specific on the actual bottles she needed. You have to make sure you charge properly so when the bill comes, you don't end up getting screwed on my end, which ultimately I got screwed completely, but it's just how it goes. Just checking in on a final update. She's on me. She's really, this is August 2nd now. She's really like, pressuring me to get her this pricing. And I remember this because I was working on it. Okay, so here's what I come back with. I gave her a price of $9,300 all in. $3,300 for Marquee, $3,400 for Dre's, $2,600 for rehab. Okay, that was a total. And she said she's pretty much ready to move forward. Want to ensure everything is completely taken care of, doesn't want to pay out a pocket for anything. Of course she doesn't want to pay anything because she's going to scam me. All right. So this is a large deposit. I would prefer a small. Okay. So here's where I started getting a little questioning here. I think I told her, Angela, can't do any food brought in from the outside. She was asking to bring like a cake. I'm sure they have something for her birthday. We can ask the waitress upon arrival. This is a large amount. I would prefer to do a small deposit via PayPal invoicing, which is typically how I do most of my business, and 100 per party, cash upon arrival, or a bank wire. This is where I'm basically saying, like, I'm not trusting her at this point, even though everything up to this point, there's really nothing to lead me to believe that I shouldn't trust her. But I'm, once you get a bank wire, you can't take those back. Okay, bank wires you put into someone else's account, that's gone. $100 deposit's not a huge risk. Okay. That's $300. I'll take that risk all day on a job this size. Okay, there's probably roughly 1,000 profit built into this job, or give or take a little bit. Okay, so all right, so we both agree on the option to start with the deposit for the service via PayPal, as it provides an added protection for the buyer, which makes us both feel a bit more comfortable with such significant financial obligation. Remember, this is complete bullshit. Okay, we are currently discussing the best opinion, the paid amount due, as well as the applicable fees may incur on our end. However, in a sign of good faith to make sure the dates and experience are secured with complete, deliberate, please send the invoice for the $300 deposit. We'll be in touch, okay? So here's what I do. After discussing the payment options with my husband, he's adamantly against either of us sending daughters with that alarming amount of cash. Okay, bullshit. We were looking for an option. Yeah, so she's, talking about her daughter only turning 21. It's our princess. Okay, the scammers are good, man. These scammers are pretty good. Okay, so let's see where we ultimately ended up here. Okay, so we'll send later today. Have some pools to handle. Yeah, the 2.9%. And the wire fee 25 works best. I was trying to get her to wire the money the whole time, and ultimately after, let's see what we got here. I'm trying to remember the whole conversation, but we'll read it here. Okay, here's where I should have thrown a huge red flag. This is bad news here. Okay, so we've received the invoice for the deposit only, which was a $300 invoice. Okay, and we have come to a decision regarding the best payment option. I've included the details below. After further discussion with my husband, he has decided that the most secure and protected payment of PayPal. After review of the buyer protection guidelines, he feels that the most optimal payment method to protect such a large amount. However, we do understand a large PayPal fee is a concern for you. For that reason, we will pay the additional $600 PayPal fees. The fees weren't even $600; they were more like $300. So that should have told me right there that they're willing to pay $600 extra when the fees are only $300. Okay, that's an issue right there. And the whole fact of the matter is that they're talking about the buyer protection. So I was leery from the get-go here. Like this was making me a little bit nervous. Also, to ensure all funds are received and available before their arrival, we'd like to process all payments no later than this Friday, August 10th. Well, that I was okay with, because then that gives PayPal a little bit of time here to if this is a fake card, we actually processed this on looks like August 3rd. Okay. So she paid it right away, and what that made me feel a little bit more comfortable about this situation, because of the fact that the party for her 21st birthday was at the end of August, like the 26th or 25th, I believe the dates were, that weekend. So that would give whoever card this ultimately got charged on, it would give that person at least almost 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks, for them to see a $9,700 charge show up on their statement. Most people in today's world, when they see a $9,700 charge pop up on their statement that's unauthorized, they're going to make an immediate call to Amex or Visa or whoever it is. Okay, so that was like, okay, well, that gives me enough time to really get this thing, let this thing settle, to make sure that money's going to actually sit in my account and it's not going to come as a chargeback. All right, so this is where I sent her the invoice. I also asked her to please send me a card front and back matching the ID so I can verify that it's a standard procedure for on payments over TK. That's just my personal feeling because of that other scam that I got sucked into. And she did send me a picture of the her ID. So this was her, and this was her. It looked like a legit ID. Florida. It matched the the Winter Park. Florida matched the PayPal transaction. It looks like that was coming from Winter Park, Florida. So that matched, okay. And then she also sent me a copy of the front of the credit card, which it was a platinum card, Amex platinum card. I happen to own a platinum card. Now this part here, this member since, looks different on mine, but and this Amex over here was more in the center. But it looked like it's engraved here. Mine is engraved, okay. And then this looked like it was pretty real, and it didn't look like too fake. Now she didn't send me the back, and I had requested the back, but she sent me the front. Maybe she didn't want me to have her credit card numbers, which is in many cases okay with me. I don't want to have like somebody's credit card numbers, and then if there's errant charges on there, they blame me like I made the charge. So I saw the front of the card and the ID matched, and I went ahead and took the payment. The PayPal fees I said were $250, so I added those in. And one more thing, the heightened level of email hacking. So I'm not comfortable providing my card information and driver's license via email. Do you have a more structured blah blah blah? So she sent me a photo on the phone. Okay, so I received those via the phone. Okay, so maybe it was on WhatsApp because I said WhatsApp's encrypted. So she sent them on. So she sent over the photos, availability of the cake upon arrival. She wanted like a birthday display, a cake. And, I told her you can't bring in, outside cakes or whatever. She wanted a sign or something for the birthday. So, at rehab, when we got to rehab, I actually went ahead and, got them to do like here, I'll pull this up. This was at, oops. This was at rehab here. Basically, I got the happy birthday sign. Got exactly what she wanted. She paid for it. I made sure it happened. That's what we do out here. And so, there the guys on the microphone, calling out the girl's name and everything, making it a special day. There's the girl, the Brittany. That's supposedly the older daughter. Okay, and let's see. So, going back to the email here, I provided everything. Let's see. So I gave her a special sign, and she basically, and then she gave me her eldest daughter's point of contact, Brittany Williams, which, it's very possible Brittany's married because she doesn't have the same last name. So Brittany could be married, and 407 number, whatever, and just a Gmail. So I had, I was in touch with Brittany all weekend, and that's about it. So, basically we were just connected a couple times via emails that we were, everything was good, and that was, the case. So, I went in and, purchased all the bottle service. I got pictures of, this is the bottle service at Marquee, and let's see here. Yeah, this is the bottle service at Marquee, exactly what she wanted. We even got a picture of the crew here. This was they show up like super late at Marquee on Monday, but that's the crew in front of their table drinking and stuff, and that's the scam artist there. So take note of the scam crew there, and we got conversations of the text messages that we had with them. Luckily, my VP of Sales has conversations, exactly from the girl that we've. Basically, did everything. I put a deposit in on the, the Dre's table on that Sunday, ahead of time. So there's a copy of that deposit. I got copies of the receipts. Here's a copy of the Dre's receipt that I spent out of my own, pocket. This was on my Amex card, $3,000. That came out of my pocket. After, it was a prepayment, so I just paid for it. Copy of the Marquee receipt. That was also on my Amex, my employee Amex for John, $2,600. So, I wrote a long, I put all this in a, in an email. I showed PayPal, like all the conversations with this girl, from my email from, day one. When I started talking to her all the way to when I finished talking to her, I got every single conversation via email. I even included my credit card statements where I showed that, we paid for this girl's stuff. So I proved it. Obviously I have all the proof and all my ducks in a row for the proof of that I delivered exactly what this, if you look at the invoice here, this is exactly what they got. They got, they got exactly what they deserved here. They the rehab, the Dre's, Marquee specific bottles, delivered everything that they wanted, including the birthday signs. Got them like the best tables in the spots, and it just sucks. It just really sucks that this whole time, now this came back as an unauthorized charge, meaning that this $9,700 is on somebody else's credit card. Okay. So somebody got their bill in September, and there was a $9,621.45 charge on it, but it wasn't this person here. It wasn't Angela Wall. So that's pretty much went down as far as I can tell. Now, I've submitted all this stuff to PayPal. It's still under review, but I've been down this road once before, and generally what happens is they're going to just come back and say it was an unauthorized charge. It's kind of funny, like, how is it an unauthorized charge when you send someone an invoice, a secure invoice, they pay for the invoice with their credit card and ID, which I have a copy of, probably fake, and then somehow it comes back on me and I lose the $9,700. But that's how business works, guys. So, hopefully you guys can take some of the stuff I showed you today and turn it into a lifelong lesson. on being careful, on taking large transactions and who you're dealing with. I feel like this was a very valuable video to any business owner out there. And the signs that, I showed you guys in the conversation, she wanted to originally just pay a deposit, and then that turned into paying in full. She wanted to not do a wire and just the PayPal. But, there was a lot of time in between when she paid the invoice and when the actual event was. So I thought it would probably be enough time that if that thing was going to come back fraudulent, that, PayPal would have thrown up a red flag before the event. Obviously, I underestimated that, and it came up around the first week of October instead of the, end of August, when I wish it would have come up, and I'm probably going to have to eat it. At the end of the day, it's going to be about $8,500 loss, which sucks, and it is what it is. So that's life in the big city in Las Vegas here. So hopefully, you guys learned something today, and if you are new to the channel, I would appreciate a subscription and a bang of that notifications bell. Go ahead and moon up the likes for me. Hit the like button and spread the word about this video, because I think this is a good video to show any business owner and anybody that's in business for themselves, so they can not get caught with their pants down like I did. I think it's a very good video, and there's a lot of stuff here that you can take away and use to avoid hopefully these scammers out there. If you would, leave me a comment below and let me know if you've ever been scammed. I would appreciate it. I am the Marketing Meathead. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.